guys, long time no see. Today I wanted to talk about poetry. So poetry is a form of writing that uses rhythm and how words are written to get you to feel things. Rhyming isn't a necessary component of poetry, but it is often used along with things like cadence and how words sound in relation to each other to help convey feelings. And the definition of a poet is someone who writes poetry. So for instance, if you wrote the poem "Roses are red, violets are blue, I hate poetry, screw you," technically you're a poet. But a lot of people tend to think of poets as people who have had poems published. And so by that definition, I'm not technically a poet. But Cassie, didn't you have a poem published in this anthology from 2004? Nope. Yes, you did. It's right there on page 161. We don't talk about that. So yes, when I was younger, I wrote poetry a lot, and I even managed to get one of my poems into this like nationwide poetry anthology. And all of my poems from when I was younger were terribly written, if this one is anything to go by. I sort of stopped writing poetry for a while after my grandma passed away in the early 2000s. But recently in my writing group, we did a lesson on poetry, which has got me writing it again. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And see, the thing is, all of my poetry from when I was younger is all happy and friends are greats and flowers and ponies, and I didn't even like ponies. And it was terribly written. And all of my poetry now is, at least subjectively, I think pretty well written, but it's all sadness and I'm so lonely, and it's about like mental illness and depression. But all of my metaphors are pretty kick-ass, so I think that balances it out a little bit. Yeah, poetry is just a form of expression that's always sort of clicked with me. And when I was younger, I had this like weird little fantasy of like reading my poetry on a small stage in like a dark coffee house to getting like snaps from the audience. Guess I was sort of a hipster before hipsters were really a thing. Beatnik is actually the word I'm looking for, but it's okay. And who knows, maybe someday I'll actually be a published poet and have something other than this terribly written poem from when I was 12 in an anthology somewhere. What about you guys? Do you guys have a favorite form of writing? Do you write poetry? Do you like poetry? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I'm Cassie, and more likely than not, I love you, and I will see you soon.
End transmission.
So I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of a quick update. It's the first video of the new year, yay! I make absolutely no promises at all, but I'm going to try my darndest to get a video a week up on either this or my other channel, Small Time for the Win, from here on out. So yeah, see